out this morning. We're going up to Freeport, Maine, to LL Bean. What else we're gonna do, I don't really know at this point, but depending on how all that goes, then we'll decide if we're gonna go a little farther or explore around there. We'll see how it goes. Well, we're at LL Bean in Freeport, and Sid just went to Talbot's. I didn't need to go to Talbot's, so I think next we're gonna take a little road trip. Got some shirts, little jackety thing, good to go. Well, we're taking a side road trip. We went to Freeport. Sid got a dress, shoes,
and a sweater.
And a sweater? I thought you said a throw.
No, it's a rack.
Oh, okay. Then next, I'm not sure. It's sort of a wee bit of a mystery ride. Go someplace we haven't been before. So I think we're going to try to shoot for going down to, what's it, Phippsburg or something like that. It's like a finger that sticks out, and there's a place called Popham Beach. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll make it there. We'll see how it is, but that's the goal. Many years ago, when we lived in Maine, and I built post and beam houses, I used to have to come from Acton to Topsom, which is back the other way. Every day, hour and a half each way, and I was building a post and beam house for a guy. Like I said, I was much younger back then, but hour and a half, then work all day, hour and a half back. I think about it now and go, oh God. Okay, right now we're in Bath, Maine. Very old town. There's a big shipbuilding, Bath Iron Works, which isn't too far from here. I think they do a lot of Navy stuff and all that kind of thing. I think that carrier or whatever, that, if you've ever seen any pictures of that warship that looks like, you know, a spaceship, it's got all funny sides and everything and all closed up. I think it's called the Zumwalt or something like that. That came from Bath Iron Works, which is just not far from here at all.
Very low tide.
Yeah. How come this side has so much water?
I don't know.
It's very hot. Broccoli, radishes. Let's see. Post office.
Harbor Resort.
Let's go that way. I don't know where that one goes, but probably goes to the same place. But we'll go this way. So as you can see, this is the road to Popham State Beach, and there's not a whole lot around. Oh, that lady's got a dog. Okay, I thought it was was a goat for a second.
That was a kid.
But there's not a whole lot out here before you get up there. A couple roads here and there, but mostly it's just woods.
Could resemble yesterday's ride.
Yeah. Oh, this one's got a four-wheeler. Okay. I'll have to get the mail, I guess. Summer cabins over on the left. Oh yeah, look, there's plenty of people at the beach. How'd they get there? Huh. No parking. It's not exactly crowded, but here's some of your old houses. I think we're coming to the end. Yeah, I don't think there's two. I know there's a fort down the end over there. This is very nice, huh? Popham Beach Library. Percy's Beach parking. Parking $10. Spinny's restaurant. Want to see a Spinny's? Spinny's restaurant. Let's see if I can find a place to park at Spinny's. That's going to be a little bit of a trick, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't know how you got to do that. They won't get out.
U-turns. They just left some.
Okay. So we'll go right here.
Shoreline vegetation.
Okay. Well, let's see. Fort guarding the inlet up the Kennebec River, I believe. That's the Kennebec River straight ahead. Oh, let's see. I can't do it. Okay. Huh. So we didn't go to Popham Beach, but we went to the end of Phippsburg, where Popham Beach is. Had a nice lunch at, what was that called?
Spinny's.
Spinny's. And Maine is filled with all these little, I think if you drew a line along the actual coast of Maine, because there's so many ins and outs and inlets and peninsulas and everything else, that there's probably like 3,000 miles of coastline, as I remember. So like across from this on the other side was that Kennebec River. And the Kennebec River, there's no way over here to get across. So you'd have to go all the way back around in order to do that. That's just the way it is. I'd like to go back a different way, but I don't think that was it.
Yep.
No, there's another road that comes back up and around again.
Oh.
It sort of meets it this way. Well, we're not far from back, getting back to the house, and just heard from the lawyer. And, you know, we've been waiting on this piece of paper receipt for, first they didn't know they needed it, and then, which they should have known, like, right from the beginning. Any competent lawyer would have looked at stuff and said, okay, we need A, we need B, let's get working on that. No, they waited for a month and a half before they even looked to see what they needed. So then they looked, then they didn't have it, then they had to apply for this, then they said they needed this receipt and that receipt, and then the public treasury was closed. Yeah, I know, the public treasury. Seems like a little bit of a story to me. So, I don't understand it because, you know, if the property doesn't sell, nobody gets any money. They don't get paid, realtors don't get paid, nobody gets anything. So why, what's the, I don't know. So now she's telling us that she probably won't get the receipt on this till the end of the week, which is great. Another week goes by. It's just a continual fun fest. It's also one of those that, I hate to say it, but it's really putting the nail in the coffin for down there. I mean, we're almost on the last nail and it's shut because it's just been one thing after another that's been going on that we can do nothing about. And there's no way to speed things up. Nothing moves at any kind of, and you know, you just get to a point where you just say,
I've had it.
I've had it. It's a done deal.
And I think that's what happens to a lot of people.
Right.
At the Bahamas, because of their rules and regulations and their slow process, just makes you, as an American, just say, I've had enough.
Right. And, well, I mean, those people who used to have that property in Point, was their point, is that they got to a point where they just couldn't deal anymore with the bureaucracy and everything else, the red tapes, the slowness, and they finally said, see ya, and they moved to, I think, north of South Carolina. But anyway, you know, so all of these things are really putting the nail in the coffin. Sad to say, but it is. Well, let's see. Anybody at the lake?
Plenty.
Plenty of cars at the lake. Oh yeah, plenty swimmers. Yeah.